I bought an expensive hair diffuser just to see what the fuss was all about. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing my old diffuser, which is a budget product, to my new diffuser, which is a more high-end product. For the last 4 years, I've used my Wahl diffuser and I've been pretty happy with it. But I've always wondered, why do people spend thousands and thousands of rupees, hundreds and hundreds of dollars on expensive hair diffusers? Are they really that good? And am I in some way missing out? So I picked up the Laifen Diffuser. I've seen a lot of content creators comparing the Laifen Diffuser to the Dyson Supersonic. But the Dyson Supersonic is 35,000 rupees, a little out of my budget. Since I found the Laifen to be a little more attainable, I thought let's pick it up. I spent 13,600 rupees on the Laifen and I broke it up into a 6-month EMI. I'm paying 2,266 rupees per month for it. I'm 100% committed to my wavy hair journey, and so it was feasible for me to make this investment. But is it feasible for you? That's exactly why I'm creating this video. So let's jump into the comparison. I spent 2,268 rupees for the Wahl diffuser. I picked it up on the 18th of May 2020. Prices fluctuate a little bit depending on when you pick it up. The Wahl hair dryer is a 2000 watt hair dryer. This is how you switch the dryer on. This is on the low fan or low speed setting. This is the high fan or high speed setting. So I usually keep it on the low fan setting. This is on cool. This is on medium and this is on hot. And this is the cool shot button. So let's say I've kept it on low fan and the medium setting. If I feel like the air coming out of the bowl of the diffuser is too hot, I can instantly press the cool shot button. This will make cold air burst out of the diffuser bowl. So I can press it a few times and then after that the air goes back to being medium heat again. Or I can just change it back to the cold air setting right here. As you can see, it's a big sturdy hairdryer with a big deep bowl. This is the Laifen diffuser. It comes with a magnetic diffuser bowl. It just clips on like that and then you can take it off like this. To switch the diffuser on, you just move this up halfway. This is the low speed or the low fan setting and this is the high speed or the high fan setting. The lights here indicate the mode that it's on. So I'll switch it on like this. The blue light indicates the cool setting. The amber yellow indicates the medium heat setting. And the red indicates the hot setting. If I press this button down for a few seconds, it changes to a mode where it cycles between all 3 modes. So it goes from blue to amber yellow to red, and then again it goes from blue to amber yellow to red. When you're diffusing in front of a mirror, it becomes very easy to understand which setting you're on. This is a 1400 watt diffuser, whereas the Wahl is a 2000 watt hairdryer and diffuser. With the Wahl diffuser, you have to just twist this on and twist this off, like this. With the Wahl diffuser, you have a cool shot button, but with the Laifen, you don't have a cool shot button. Let's talk about a few more differences between each. The Wahl diffuser is much louder than the Laifen diffuser. The Wahl diffuser has a much longer wire than the Laifen. You won't need an extension cord when you're using the Wahl, whereas with the Laifen, if you're standing away from the power socket, you will need an extension cord. Now let's talk about the airflow and how much frizz you get with each diffuser. With the Laifen diffuser, you'll notice that the airflow is much more controlled, and so the results that you get will be relatively frizz-free compared to the Wahl. With the Wahl, you definitely have to work much harder if you're trying not to cause frizz. I'll switch it on high speed and you'll see that it's not going to cause any frizz, it's not going to make the hair fly. This diffuser has an amazing way of controlling the airflow and making sure that it's not hitting your hair with too much air at a time, even on the high setting. Here I'll put it on low fan setting, I'll also put it on a high fan setting, but you'll see that the hair is not going to move as much. Put on high. This also gives me the freedom to move it around and not keep it in one place. I think that's the best feature of the Laifen Diffuser. It does not cause frizz. You can be as rough with this, it's not going to cause a problem. Whereas with the Wahl Diffuser, I'll just show you what happens. I'll put it on the low fan setting, but check it out. The hair is going to move. I'll switch it on high fan here. Can you see how it's moving the hair around? When I'm using it, I can't use the high fan setting when I'm hovering because that's going to cause frizz. I'd have to keep it on the low fan setting. Even on the low fan setting, you can see the hair fly around quite a bit. I'd have to be careful about that, otherwise I'll cause a lot of frizz. So with this diffuser, what I do is once I put it on, I leave it in one spot. I don't move it around. Once I'm done, then I push it down, then I put it on again, let it hover, put it off, then again move it down, put it on, let it hover. I'll show you. Switched it off, moved it down, put it on, put it off, move it down, and then switch it on again. But with the Laifen, I can put it on and I can move it around freely, and I know that it's not going to cause any frizz because the airflow is so controlled. It's not just bursting out randomly from the diffuser. Let me show you. I'll put it on and then you see me moving it around. It's not going to affect the hair. This is so light that I can easily move it around and my arms are not going to hurt. Using this is a task. Look, it is heavy and it's sturdy, but holding it up for 15 minutes definitely will cause your arms to hurt. Which is why I always sit and diffuse with this with my legs crossed. I filmed that video and uploaded it. If you're interested in it, I'll put it up here. Holding it up like this definitely makes it feel really heavy, especially when you're doing it for like 15-20 minutes, and also your arms tend to hurt. The Laifen Diffuser is relatively lightweight. This is so comfortable to use, whereas the Wahl Diffuser is quite heavy and bulky, making it much heavier to use. Which brings me to my next point. Obviously, if you're free to move the diffuser around while diffusing, and you're also free to use it on the high speed setting, you're going to get the job done much faster. Depending on the length of your hair, you can spend anywhere between 15 minutes to 30 minutes to get the job done. I don't see you spending more than 30 minutes diffusing your hair. Whereas with the Wahl, since you can't move it around freely, and also you can only use it on the low fan setting if you're trying not to cause frizz, then obviously you're going to take much longer to diffuse your hair. Depending on the length of your hair, I would say it would take you anywhere between 30 minutes to sometimes 2 hours to get the job done completely from start to finish. The Laifen is much lighter and it's also much easier to travel with this. This is one of the main reasons why I picked this up. I picked this up before I went on vacation because this is so much easier to travel with. You can just pop the diffuser bowl off and that's it. You're ready to go. This is also so light to carry. You can just put this into a bag and you're done. Whereas the Wahl is definitely much bigger, much heavier. The diffuser bowl does come out, but yeah, this is far more bulky to travel with. I also have to mention that even though this is sturdy and this is heavy, this has fallen multiple times and it's never broken. Whereas with the Laifen, I'm always super careful. I have never dropped this diffuser, but I shudder to think what might happen if I ever did. And so I'm very careful when I use this. So far you can tell that the Laifen Diffuser is beating the Wahl hands down. But there's one point where the Wahl Diffuser beats the Laifen. So when it comes to the bowl size, you can see that the bowl of the Laifen is quite small and it's quite shallow. Whereas the bowl of the Wahl is much deeper and it's much wider. It is bigger all around. You can fit a lot of hair into this bowl, whereas with the Laifen you can fit way less hair. Look at how deep this bowl is compared to how shallow and small this bowl is. Look at how much hair I'd be able to fit into this diffuser. And now look at how little hair I'm able to fit into this diffuser. If your hair is longer, that creates a bigger problem. Also, when I use the Laifen, I notice if I pixie diffuse for too long, so I take my hair and put it into the bowl and diffuse for too long, then the ends of my hair look very wonky. Whereas when I pixie diffuse with the Wahl diffuser, I've never seen wonky ends. I can pixie diffuse with this for a long time without my ends getting wonky. I think this is an issue that wavy girls will face. I haven't seen anyone with curly hair complaining about this problem. Let me demonstrate this point a little better. Can you see how wonky the hair looks at the bottom? This does not even look like a curl pattern, let alone mine. I've already used that diffuser first, so I don't know if you can see, but you'll see that the bottoms don't look as wonky. With the Wahl diffuser, I can definitely pixie diffuse towards the end, but with the Laifen diffuser, I'd have to start by hovering, then I'll pixie, and then I'll end by hovering again. This is a major point of difference between the two diffusers. The big bowl size makes a huge difference. This is probably also why so many people like the Curlsmith diffuser, because of the huge bowl size. I have a recommendation to make to Laifen if you're watching this video. If you guys can consider making like a bigger bowl size and selling it separately so that people who are interested could pick this up. I feel like it would be a complete game changer. Let's talk about the heat settings and how hot each diffuser gets. So with the Wahl diffuser, I can use this on low heat, I can use it on medium, and if I so wanted, I could also use it on hot without it feeling very uncomfortable on the low fan setting, the low speed setting. Whereas with the Laifen, when it comes to hover diffusing, I could use any heat mode I wanted to, low, medium or high. But when it comes to pixie diffusing, that is where the problem comes in. The high heat setting is way too hot and very uncomfortable. And so when I'm hover diffusing, then I'm free to choose between any of the modes. But when I'm pixie diffusing, that is when I stick to either the cold or the medium heat setting. I never go to hot because it feels really uncomfortable and it also feels like I'm burning my scalp. So ultimately, is the Laifen diffuser worth 13,500 rupees? The short answer is yes, absolutely. This has been a complete game changer in my routine. I'm able to dry my hair so quickly now. It is so light, it is so comfortable to use, and so I'm really happy I've made the upgrade. If there's one thing I miss, it is the large bowl size. If you're on a budget, I'm going to recommend the Wahl diffuser to you, because do not underestimate the large bowl size. Do not underestimate how sturdy this is. I have dropped this so many times and it is a mystery as to how this did not break. You will find a lot of diffusers on Amazon ranging between 1300 rupees to 2000 rupees. But I'm going to say don't go for them because they look relatively flimsy. If you're anything like me, you can relate. With your wet hair, you stumble around, you can't see what's happening in front of you, and you dash and slam into things. In those moments, you're going to be very happy that you picked something so sturdy and durable. So that was pretty much it. Hopefully I was able to highlight the differences between the two diffusers and you have a good understanding of which one is right for you. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. If you gain value from this video, hit the like button. And if you're looking for more wavy and curly hair content, check out these videos right here.